Okay, welcome into a special Arizona Crime Uncovered live edition. We have so much to get to. It has been a very busy week. Less than 24 hours ago, Lori Daybell found guilty once again of conspiracy to commit murder. This is her second time here in Arizona. Just hours later, we had a press conference about a high-profile homicide here in Maricopa County. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office announcing that they had a suspect in the homicide of New River pastor Bill Shaneman. So we're going to get to both today. We want to cover both of these major developments that we had taking place yesterday on Thursday, and today is Friday. But we first want to focus on the so-called doomsday mom guilty verdict here in Arizona, her second trial. I know so many people have asked. I thought she was already found guilty. She was. She had one trial here in Arizona already, and now this is her second one. So we want to play you some of the key moments from court. Before we get to that, I just want to remind you what the focus of this case was. The victim in this case was Daybell's niece's ex-husband, and that is Brandon Boudreaux. We're going to talk a little bit about this case, the attempted shooting that he survived. He was even called as a witness taking the stand. But first, let's play you some of those key moments from court.
Of a finger, and so I just immediately thought someone shooting at me because I saw a muzzle.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Do you have concern for your life at that point?
Yes.
You will hear that Brandon immediately blamed me, which begs the question, was I an enemy to Brandon? That is news to me, and hopefully by the end of this trial, we will all have some answers to that question.
So
and would you
talk
like
to your advisory council during the break? And
You don't need to yell at me either.
yelling at you, okay?
Yeah, you are, and you do not need to talk
Okay.
to me that way. I'm
Take
very
her out.
curious.
Take her out.
Did he provide you the names of people who were involved in that incident that he thought might be involved in his shooting?
Yes, he did. He said Lori Vallow and Alex Cox.
That is a threaded barrel that you could screw a silencer or suppressor on the end of a rifle.
So is that the tire that we previously saw come out of the back of that Nissan Rogue?
Yes, that's the tire that Mr. Daybell is rolling down into the storage unit.
There is no defense to what a person did not do or did not participate in.
So even though Alex Cox's phone is here, that's just a ruse. That's her aiding, that's her conspiring, that's her trying to cover up this murder for her brother, who is the shooter.
Brandon Boudreaux decided that I was responsible for his family tragedy. And I'm really sorry that he feels that way.
No, Your Honor, I'm going to object again to testimony.
We read the text from Brandon to me on June 25th, 2019, where he claims that he will never stop until he proves that I am responsible. After almost 6 years, it's time for healing.
The crimes count 1, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder occurring on or about October 2nd, 2019, as follows. Guilty.
I have heard the question asked, why hold this trial? She already has multiple life sentences. My response is simple. We owe it to those who are victimized and choose to follow the law to uphold justice on their behalf. I did not enjoy sitting and giving someone who tried to kill me the chance to question me, but I owed it to Charles, to Tylee, to JJ, and to Tammy.
So you could hear there Brandon Boudreaux saying that he owed it to Lori Daybell's other victims. Of course, she's already been convicted in the deaths of her 2 children in Idaho, and also in the death of her current husband's first wife, and also here in Arizona, her 4th husband's death. And that was the other conspiracy to commit murder charge. Let's bring in a few experts to discuss Daybell's second Arizona trial. First, we have Special Prosecutor Rachel Smith, who is joining us while traveling. So we really, really appreciate that she is joining us. She was called in to help prosecute Daybell's trial in Idaho. And we also have local attorney Ben Taylor, who has been helping provide legal perspective throughout both of these trials. So we want to welcome you guys in, and we thank you so, so much for joining us. I first want to give the first question to Rachel. The jury only deliberating for about 30 minutes. So what was going through your head when you heard that? Because I think for many of us, we were like, that was such a quick decision. We assumed that it was going to be guilty.
I think I had the same response that everybody had. The jury heard very clear, concise evidence throughout the trial. They didn't have any questions, which is a sign that they understood what the evidence before them. The witness was clear, and that there was no confusion, because a confused jury ends up with mistakes. This jury was not confused. It was decisive. It was clear, and it followed the very clear, powerful, truthful narrative of the state and gave justice to Brandon.
And I'm so glad you bring up questions. During this trial, we saw a lot less questions from the jury than we did in Daybell's first Arizona trial. And if people don't know, jurors here in Arizona can ask questions. Of course, we weren't able to talk to any jurors. They were let out a different entrance, and we were told they did not want to talk to the media. So we're hopeful at some point that we'll hear from someone who served on that jury. Now, Ben, what happened right after that verdict was read was something that we saw in Daybell's first trial as well. She stipulated or admitted to those aggravating factors. So we didn't see any kind of presentation. The jury didn't decide on that either. We have sentencing coming up. So how is that going to play into the sentencing that's going to take place in July?
Ultimately, Ashley, when she stipulates to the aggravating factors, what she's saying is, I don't want to fight anymore. Go ahead, judge. You can give me the highest and maximum amount of sentence possible. As you know, as we discussed, she has another trial that she was convicted of, and now she has this sentence. So July 26th, it looks like, will be the sentencing date. So now the judge pretty much can maximize her sentence because she didn't want to go up there and fight the aggravating factors. She decided to stipulate, meaning that she didn't want to go up there and argue to the jury, give me less time because of whatever mitigating factors she could have argued.
And Rachel, when you hear that, take us through kind of what you're thinking. Do you think at that point Daybell was just kind of like, okay, I don't want to fight. I don't want to maybe hear from these family members anymore? And hopefully Rachel can hear us.
Yeah, I apologize. I thought you were asking then. Yeah, I think Lori knew the aggravating circumstances were there. She didn't want it publicly rehashed. The conviction she had, the motive she had to attack Brandon, and so it's less of I don't want to fight anymore. It's I want to control the narrative. I want to control what people hear about me, because there was really no contest. It wasn't a question of whether the aggravators were there. So to me, when Lori gives up on things, it's not a lack of fighting. It's I want to control the narrative, and I want to make sure that people hear things the way I want them told.
Ben, you've been watching both of these trials. Is there anything that surprised you about this second trial or anything unexpected? I know we had so much I don't want to use the word drama, but we had a lot of contention between Daybell and the judge. Is there anything else that surprised you?
I mean, Lori, Vallow Daybell being thrown out of the courtroom by Judge Boretsky was surprising too. Her trying to, fight back and try to, I feel like she's a little bit more feistier in regards to, her talking to the judge. But as far as her witnesses for this trial, I didn't feel like she had to fight her. The first trial, I felt like she was trying her best to, ask questions. It didn't go that well. But as you saw in this trial, she didn't really ask that many questions. She didn't really put up a fight. And as we saw yesterday, the jury came back in like less than 30 minutes. And that's very rare in a criminal trial for a conspiracy to commit murder type of case, where I think if she had an attorney representing her, they could have poked a lot of holes here and maybe even had a chance to get maybe, I wouldn't say a not guilty, but maybe a hung jury. But seeing Lori not really ask that many questions throughout the trial was really surprising. So it shows to me that I don't know if she wasn't this into it or she didn't care, or maybe she just wants to go back to Idaho. But I was surprised that she didn't really ask that many questions in this trial.
Yeah, and I will point out, she actually asked Judge Boretsky if they could skip kind of parts of this sentencing phase, the pre-sentencing report, and just speed things up. He said no. Now, let's go in a little bit deeper on Judge Justin Boretsky. She tried to get him off this case multiple times. She was unsuccessful. This even went to other judges here in Maricopa County Superior Court. But he is going to be the one that ultimately decides her sentence. So we have kind of an interesting situation here. Now, Judge Justin Boreski has run his courtroom, very direct, it seems. And it seems like, things are going to be ready for sentencing and he's going to hear from everyone. I guess I'm wondering, how do you think this is going to go?
I mean, ultimately, she was found guilty by 2 different juries. She stipulated to the aggravators. So the judge is going to pretty much maximize her sentence for the most part. I mean, these are some very serious charges. The first charge, somebody actually died. The second charge, Brandon almost died. So I don't see why the judge would, go any lower than the maximum sentence here, because ultimately, I mean, when you have 2 juries who have said you are guilty, and they didn't deliberate that long. I mean, even the first jury only deliberated for like less than a day, and this jury, 30 minutes. So I can't see why the judge wouldn't give her the max.
Yeah, I've been thinking this is also going to be Daybell's kind of last chance, I guess, to speak when it comes to court, potentially here in Arizona. So sentencing is going to be July 25th. When you take a look at these cases, there's so much more to this entire kind of web of things. And it seemed like the prosecutor, Trina Kay, as Rachel has said, kept things, very direct, very concise. Were you surprised about any moves from the prosecution? And we're working to get Rachel Smith back. She's traveling, so we're dealing with a few technical issues. But Ben, anything that surprised you about the prosecution's case?
No, it was a pretty straightforward case. And I did like the fact that they moved it along fairly quickly. When you have a jury, these 12 people who are going to decide the case, you don't want to bore them to death. You don't want to complicate things. It was a very simple, straightforward case in a nice order. So that's why I think you saw a quick verdict. The juries in both cases understood the facts and the evidence, and they decided to move forward. If it was something confusing, they would ask more questions, Ashley, like you mentioned. I mean, there was hardly any questions asked in this trial. So if jurors are confused, they're going to ask questions, they're going to deliberate a lot longer, and you might get a hung jury or this not guilty or a guilty verdict later on down the line.
And conspiracy to commit murder, I mean, this is a very serious charge. And obviously, we have her cases in Idaho, so she has life sentences there as well. So we will have to see what happens with sentencing. But in terms of what her sentence could be, I mean, you're saying potentially we're looking at the max. What is the max for these charges here?
I mean, basically, she's going to be spending the rest of her life in prison. I mean, Idaho and now here, so she won't ever see the light of day. I mean, she has a chance to appeal if she wants to. I doubt that. Just watching this trial, I don't really see any appealable issues. The fact that she represented herself, she can't blame her attorney because she's her own attorney. She did have advisory counsel, but based upon the law, when you represent yourself, you are holding your standards up to any other attorney out there. So she can't blame her attorney. She really can't blame any other evidence. So basically, she's going to be spending the rest of her life in prison.
And those legal advisors didn't want to talk as they left court yesterday. You have to think, as an attorney or an attorney yourself, what it must be like to work with someone like Lori Daybell. Is that something that has crossed your mind?
I mean, I've been appointed. So most of the times when you have an advisory counsel, you're appointed that position. So the judge or the court might call you up and say, Attorney Benjamin Taylor, do you mind taking on this case and being the advisory counsel? And I've done that before. And it is a difficult job. And as you saw, a lot of times advisory counsels don't want to talk, or a lot of people don't want to talk to the media. So that's what you saw right there. And being from a public defense agency, a lot of times the public defense agencies don't really necessarily talk. But usually if Lori had allowed them to do the case, I think she would have had a lot better chance. I know she would have had a lot better chance. But this can be very difficult because when you have a client who represents themselves, they want to do their own thing. they want to be the boss, and they don't sometimes listen to you. So you have to almost twist their arms to make sure that they don't open the door to information or evidence that could actually harm their case. So it's a very hard job, and I'm sure they did their best. But as you see, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
I want to try and bring back Rachel Smith because I just have a few questions for her, and I know that she's dealing with some Wi-Fi issues, but we appreciate it. One moment in the trial that I think a lot of people were kind of, surprised by was that Daybell didn't cross-examine the lieutenant with the Rexburg, Idaho Police Department, Ray Hermosillo. And some people were thinking, well, maybe it's because he knows this case and Lori Daybell's cases so well. Rachel, when you saw that, what was your reaction? I think we lost her, so I'll direct the question to Ben. Ben, when you saw that, what was your reaction? I know she chose not to cross-examine quite a few witnesses that were called by the prosecution, but obviously he was kind of the witness that started to connect the dots in terms of the prosecution's case of conspiracy.
So when you're a defense attorney and her advisory counsel, or maybe even herself, some witnesses you don't want to go after or go into because they can hurt you. And this witness was the main lead detective, was the one who found all this evidence and helped convict her in Idaho. So if she had opened the door, so opening the door meaning asking questions that could lead to, these convictions coming up, because nobody on the jury should know that she was convicted of killing her kids. So a lot of times you don't want to ask these questions, because if he came up there and said, yes, she's convicted of killing her kids, this verdict would have been done a lot sooner than the 30 minutes that we did have. So that's why you probably saw her not ask that many questions, because that's a battle that she couldn't win.
Yeah, and I think that was something that people forget. She has these other convictions. And so, but in court, those were not a part of what was presented to the jury. And the jury is not supposed to know about those other convictions. Another interesting moment in court was when prosecutors actually revealed that Brandon's ex-wife is still under investigation. And that was a new piece of information. And that was as Lori Daybell was trying to cross-examine Brandon Boudreaux. And they were trying to kind of figure out, what is your defense going to be? And she specifically said she didn't want to blame her niece. But there were all these kind of nuances in the way that the prosecution was saying July 11th instead of the shooting death of Charles Vallow. None of those past convictions were brought in. Do you think that prosecutors did a good job making sure that their case was clear and concise? Obviously, they got a guilty verdict.
Yes, I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? They got the guilty verdict, which they wanted. And a lot of times you want to make it very simple for the jurors, because if you let in, like you mentioned, Ashley, they don't know about her prior convictions of killing her kids, and that information comes in. That's an appealable issue, because the jury is supposed to judge the case based upon these facts and these facts only, not any other facts that has happened prior to this case. So I think the prosecutor did do a good job of making sure that these prior convictions don't come in. Even the judge, I think Judge Boreski was, making sure that, hey, Lori Daybell, do not go there, because if you ask the wrong question, if she had asked and said, I'm a great person, I would never kill my kids, right? That evidence then we call opening the door, and it would come into this trial and hurt her. So, and you don't want that, because these are appealable issues, and basically you don't want this to be done, this whole case to have to be tried over again, because the Court of Appeals, the higher court, or the Arizona Supreme Court says, hey, this case was messed up by either the prosecutor or the judge. So they went down a narrow line to make sure that all the evidence and all the facts were clear, and nothing could come in that could hurt the case for an appealable issue.
Opening the door is a phrase we heard quite a bit in the course of this trial, especially behind the scenes. Ben Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. We also want to thank Rachel Smith. I know that she has been having issues with her Wi-Fi, but she's traveling, and we just appreciate you guys joining us, providing some perspective, and hopefully we'll be able to check in with you guys, of course, after sentencing, when we see all of that play out on July 25th. So thank you so much. We are going to let Ben go, because we are going to switch gears. We want to talk about that homicide investigation involving the New River pastor, Bill Shaneman. Thursday, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, they held a press conference and they named a suspect in this case. They said that they do believe that this suspect had other victims planned and there was a religious motivation. We want to play you some of that press conference before we go in depth on this case as well.
Case is tragic and bizarre. And by bizarre, I mean the way the crime occurred and what happened after the crime.
The suspect's name is Adam Schief. In the early parts of April 2025, Adam Schief left his home state, walked away from his job, and traveled to Arizona. Adam Schief had a plan. In late April, he was in the area of the New River Bible Church, where Bill is the pastor, and a community member noted his suspicious behavior. William Scheineman was last seen alive on April 27th. On April 28th in the evening, a welfare check was conducted on Bill, and at this time he was found in his home where he lived alone, deceased, and the homicide investigation commenced. Out of respect for Pastor Scheineman and his family, I won't be sharing details of the crime scene today. The scene and Bill's church were processed for about 2 days. He was targeted at random. At this time, we have information that suggests Schief acted alone, and there was no further danger to the community from Adam Schief. The information we have has indicated that the motive was religious in nature, and that there were a number of future victims planned, some of those in Arizona, and that he had taken action in furtherance of those additional crimes.
And we want to remind you guys, as you're watching, we can take your questions live. So if you have questions, put them in the comments and we will try to get to them. But right now we want to bring in investigator Nicole Grigg. She has been covering this alongside me. We have been covering this case, and she was specifically looking into that suspect you just heard about, Adam Schief, and his background. So Nicole, tell us a little bit about what you learned. This man does have a criminal history, and we want to hear a little bit about what you learned.
Well, the sheriff's office actually explained it as he has an extensive criminal history. So looking into his criminal background, Ashley, I mean, we found records across Arizona, Pima County, Nevada, in California. And the crimes vary from burglary, trespassing to, in 2013, he was arrested just north of Tucson for domestic violence, choking a woman. Police tell me that he held her against her will. And that was as far back as 2013. In between that, he also had more arrests, more charges. But the most serious one that was recent was he spent quite a bit of time in federal prison because back in 2018, he was found guilty of bank fraud. Him and co-conspirators used stolen credit card numbers to process hundreds of transactions. Federal court paperwork says that the scheme was over $500,000 in monetary losses. So he was sentenced for that. He was sentenced to about 7-8 years, but got out early. And then he spent some time in California before ultimately, as you heard, in the press conference, before making his way back to Arizona. The charges that he is facing for, he will soon face those charges, I should say, because we're waiting for him to be extradited back here.
Yeah, and we know that there was kind of a path of alleged crimes that led police to actually kind of zero in on this, and burglary, I believe, was one of those. And now that they had him in custody, they also were talking about that they do have a number of victims. They were not willing at the press conference to really go into details about why they believe it was religious in nature. And you heard from the sheriff say this is the most bizarre case he's ever seen in his 40 years with MCSO, but they didn't want to go into those details. I think we can assume that we're going to learn a lot more about the homicide investigation as charges are submitted, as that kind of plays out here in Maricopa County Court, and as we see him start making his first appearances, because that's kind of typically how it works. I do want to talk quickly about Pastor Bill. He was beloved by the New River community, and you saw his church that he served at there. We also were able to talk to his son, Randy, as well, who is taking in this news and has been taking in kind of everything and the investigation, and talking to people of not only his dad's community, but his congregation. I know he heard from them how scared they truly were, but we did hear from MCSO that not only was the church a part of this investigation, Pastor Bill's home as well. So there's a lot to take in. I know that some of the details that we heard even yesterday, even though we don't have all the details, can seem shocking, especially that MCSO thinks that there are more victims, that they're working with those victims as well, that there was kind of this string of alleged crimes that led police and law enforcement in another county to even take this man into custody. Let's play some of Pastor Bill's son's reaction to all of this.
A bit shocking to hear the scope of what his plans might have been, or even a portion of the scope of what his plans might have been. So, it's almost like being part of a crime drama, or something you see on TV. You never think it's something you're going to be part of. Yeah, it's reassuring to know that he's in custody. It's reassuring to know that he's not going to move forward with the plans that he had, and it's unfortunate that other people are also victimized by this same person and in whatever this mission of his was. Well, we are planning something in the fall, something where people have a little bit of time to heal. My dad would definitely want it to be a celebration of life, not some somber memorial service. So we want to give people a chance to get past the hurt and into the great memories of times with him and who he was and what he did and how great of a person he was. And so, yeah, we're planning something for late fall and plan to make it a celebration.
And you heard their future plans to honor Pastor Bill. That will come in the fall. Obviously, there's still so many questions that remain, Nicole, about this investigation. Let's talk about a few of them. Of course, the religious motivation. We haven't heard how many victims that this person allegedly had. And we're waiting to see what potential charges he could face here in Maricopa County. What other questions do you think remain, Nicole, about this investigation? Because there really are so many. I mean, the mindset of Sheaf, potentially.
Yeah, the why. I think we do not have that yet. An investigation like this, it's hard to, you want answers now, right? But we're going to have to wait until that formal court process where we can get the court paperwork and really start to understand what happened. I think the sheriff's office, speaking about how the crime scene, they processed it for 2 days. So there's a lot of questions about that. Why did it, it took a long time for authorities to have to process this crime scene. So I think it's going to speak to that bizarre factor that the sheriff mentioned. When you hear those words, you have questions, right, Ashley? Like, what do you mean by bizarre? What does that mean? You want to hear more. So I think the motive is what people want to know. Who are these other victims? How is he finding his victims? We know in Sedona, where Sedona police were actually thanked by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office for stopping anything else happening. So in Sedona, we had first-degree trespassing, we had burglary. He was in someone's garage going through their things. There were stolen vehicles. There was a car crash, fleeing law enforcement. So it makes you wonder, were those some of the other targeted victims? I think there's still a lot that we have to piece together on this timeline from when he arrived to when he was arrested.
And I think what's also crazy about that kind of string of events that we had there is the person who saw Sheaf allegedly in their home, saw him on cameras and alerted authorities. So imagine you're out somewhere or not at home, or you are and you're seeing this person going through your things and you're like, whoa. So you have to imagine how terrifying this must have been, not only for one Arizona community, but several that this person was allegedly doing these things in. So there's so many questions, and we're going to continue to cover it. We have requested records. We're working to find out more about Sheaf as well. So obviously the New River community has really watched this investigation play out, and they were terrified. And the sheriff's office said that they are going to have another press conference. They are going to do other releases as this investigation continues to move forward. But we saw so many people in New River that were asking us, even me when I was out there at the scene, how do they know for sure that we are safe? How do we know for sure that we should feel secure? And we do know that Sheaf was arrested, I believe, on April 30th. So really not long after this happened.
Yeah, it would be, they got reports the next day after the pastor was sadly, tragically found dead. The next day, there were reports of him. He was arrested on the 30th. So, he was found pretty quickly. But, when this crime all came out and everyone was saying, are we safe? That's why everyone was asking that, because we didn't know that he was in custody in another county. He has been in the Coconino County Detention Facility. He remains there at this time while we await him to come back to Maricopa County. We don't have a time or date, but I assume it's going to be here in the next few days.
And let's talk really quickly about what we see when people come back to Maricopa County when they go through that process. So we're going to see, unless it's sealed, a Form 4, which has kind of a summary of the alleged crime that he is going to be apparently charged for. And then we also are going to see an IA, so an initial appearance in front of a judge as well. And from there, we're going to see a process play out. Of course, we have MCSO that is going to, it sounds like, submit charges to the county attorney's office. And then we're also going to see, will he be charged? Will there be an indictment? What else will play out? So we're hopefully going to learn more details along the way. And that's kind of what the sheriff's office alluded to. But I know that there are so many people that want these answers, that want to know what happened. And I think shocking, and you heard the son say, this sounds like a crime drama that you never thought you would be a part of. I mean, having other victims and this pastor very tragically being killed in his own small New River community, that must be hard on so many. And that's part of the reason why so many want answers. Nicole, any final thoughts on this investigation, other than we are going to follow this so closely? And of course, as we get more information, we'll make sure to put that out there.
I just think that, yes, in the coming days, we will be looking for that court paperwork as soon as he is taken to court. And I think that will provide details to the public that so many people are asking. As the sheriff said, they can't release some of the information now because they're still making sure that they can press these charges, that they have enough. So I think we will see that very soon.
And you heard them say that there were journalists, including our own at ABC 15, who were there asking questions like, how many victims? What was the mindset? What was the timeline of events? And they said at this time, they cannot answer those questions. But of course, we have an alleged string of crimes really through a lot of Arizona. So I think that will wrap up our kind of in-depth look at Pastor Bill Shaineman's homicide for right now. We're going to work to get more information, of course, and Nicole and I will continue to cover this along with our team here. And Lori Daybell, I want to wrap up our coverage on that as well as we look towards sentencing. That will be July 25th, 9 a.m., I believe. And it sounds like they have set out a few hours there because they are going to have multiple families that will be talking and will possibly be giving victim impact statement. So we'll be watching that as well. Thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us, for all of you for joining us. This is going to be posted on our ABC 15 YouTube, on our social media. And if you missed any of those press conferences or things that we talked about, we also have those posted on our YouTube page as well, along with the stories that go along with them. So if you want to find some of our past coverage. And as always, comment, send us questions, and we will try to get those answered. Thank you guys so much for joining our live episode of Arizona Crime Uncovered.